Okay. Continuing. How do you think AI generated content should be credited in a professional setting? Like
Oh,
intellectual property rights,
mhm,
like if you use AI for research, that's one thing, but if some parts of your work is
mhm.
actually generated by the AI, how should you credit it? Should you even credit the AI?
A very good question. So actually, the AI model consists of the two major patterns. The first one is a basic model's training data set. Another one, so another the fine tuning for the specific, the domain-based knowledge. The first one is 100% the generic knowledge. Like, how can I say that? How can I compare with it? Some models, this model is smart enough, they're trained by some OpenAI, for example. Yeah,
Mhm.
obviously the major models like a GPT-4 or GPT-4 3.5 and GPT-4 or mini or GPT-4 or 1, whatever. Base model has been released by the company. There is a first the problem, not problem. How can I say that? The interesting topics because no one is making guarantee the which data they used for training. Do you know the recently the New York Times sued their article the illegally used for
Oh,
training?
yes.
Mhm. But yeah, there is some the good can I say that good evidence. The unless the company who creating who releasing the some base models the information, the what kind of information has been used for training at the first, we cannot trust that model. So there is a first assumption is required. We, we have to we have to trust their model is unbiased, the database to train it. But unfortunately, we cannot guarantee that is as a model is biased or unbiased. That's why the more and more the AI company must have their own responsibility to guarantee the ethical things, unbiased things. That's very important. So as far as I heard about the OpenAI, so they trying to preparing the basic data not to be biased. So they trying to acquire their information from what was that? Oh, my poor memory. Some acquire some information much more unbiased data sources, even though they can acquire the many information across the internet, but they trying to making some qualifying some data for training. There's a
But
first step.
should,
Mhm,
sorry, but
mhm,
should the work that is generated by the AI belong to the user, or should the user credit the AI?
Yeah. So there is the credit is how users can credit that models. There is some the first thing. That's why I mentioned about the training at first.
Mhm.
That related with the trust. So the trust, there's many assumptions needed. And another trials, that's why there is another pattern is fine tuning or RAG. RAG is some word, is some retriever augmented generation. There is a
Yes.
RAG's meaning we bring our own information to model. A model don't querying your answer except the information what we providing.
Oh, yes.
There is another pattern. reducing the any different, removing the another, the background knowledge, only, only only generating without providing the information. So
Mhm.
that's some of the patterns to improving the user's credit. There is some of the patterns to the another, reducing the noise, reducing the creating the noise without with removing the some external knowledges, only just generating with the somehow provided the informations. That's the things, improving the some users' credibilities, and then the specific domain-based good specific domain-based the knowledge generations. RAG patterns can be the another answer.
Mhm.
The other one, too much technical. I'm sorry, but
No,
yeah.
keep going technical. It's very interesting. And I've done some research, so I'm following along kind of.
Mhm. The another one is our own the fine tuning process. So with the prompt A model, don't use your own previous knowledge, and that there is some other data set you should be careful about it. And then the adding in the case we have to prepare the very large data set for training. The two patterns are AG patterns, otherwise is the fine-tuning patterns. But the fine-tuning, the people who want to make their own, much more higher credible model, they should prepare their own data. But still, those data should be unbiased one. There is another the AI responsibility. Even the RAG patterns, the currently mostly the I use that pattern, but
Mhm.
in case we try to test for the we call it RAI, some responsible AI test.
Yeah,
We have already the predefined some prompt.
I've read about the RAI. Yeah.
Right. So there is also another trial to making a balance or the not to be the biased. Even the fine tuning and the RAG patterns implementation should be taken by the additional process for the RAI to improving the credibilities and the data qualities of stuffs, to removing the jailbreaking or some removing some any cultural bias types, all of things related with the RAI, the process. So yeah, there's the only thing to improving some users' credibilities and users' credits. So there is also another track. It's too much related with some external, the question and response,
Mhm.
right? Also, the improving the user's credit, we need to managing the information much more correctly. For example, we have two versions of information. The version is was 2022. I have a new information for 2024. How we can make sure model can recognize what which information should be used for generating users answer.
Oh.
There is another consideration. The once we try to training or sharing the information to model, we have to consider to how we can update our knowledge to be shared with our model. So there is another considerations to how can I say that, to guarantees the quality of our answer, especially the accuracy perspectives.
Mhm.
We have to manage every the data quality and the data informations, which means how much AI is smart or not without controlling by human. AI is just a dummy.
True. Very
There's
true.
a human, yeah, human's responsibilities. How much we can controlling, how much we can managing the some informations. the accuracies and the some how can I say that the managing with some new one. Just for example, the 2022 and 2024. Yeah, there is just another considerations. I talk too much, but yeah.
Well, it's great. I'm learning new things about AI.
Mhm.
So now that we've talked about the ethical considerations of it, we're
Mhm.
gonna take a slightly different direction.
Right.
What age do you think AI would start being beneficial for workflow?
Oh, very, very interesting question, Vivian. Uh, I would like to make a question.
Hmm.
Which age could be ideal to let kids start to use their own smartphone?
Their own smartphone.
Mhm.
Well, I know with Gen Alpha, they start using it as early as 3 years old. Technology
Mhm.
is very deeply ingrained into our lives. I don't, so for kids, should or should not.
Mhm.
If they don't, they will feel left out. But if they do,
Mhm.
there are so many ways to bypass parental sanctions on your phones that make it potentially dangerous for the child. So I would say it depends, and we would need to do more research, but I would say at least like wait until elementary school and not
Mhm.
start in kindergarten.
Exactly. Likewise. So I'm just thinking, so that is my the humble opinion. The like a smartphone, I think before having some basic humans capabilities, thinking, calculating, or some ethical stuffs, everything should be prepared. There is some foundational stuffs. Just before I mentioned you, without the human's interventions for keeping updating the knowledge, AI is nothing. Likewise, we need to learn be- because we have to controlling the AI. So which means so without understanding the AI, we have we prepared some basic capabilities to controlling the AI. The reason why I asked you the which age could be the idea to start using the smartphone before having any dependencies on the smartphone, people should have their own capabilities. The smartphone is some the good to have component. Shouldn't have any dependencies on the smartphone from the human's capabilities. Likewise, I think the AI is some kind of some different type of a smartphones.
Yeah, because with smartphones, you get introduced to different things that like are not child appropriate, but AIs have guidelines. AI can't
Mm.
say anything past those guidelines.
Yeah, right. There is some dedicated personal channel, smartphone is a personal channel to acquiring any different type of information. Before having the smartphone, we could acquire some every knowledges from from newspapers or news from the televisions or the radio stations. But in that case, we could read and we could controlling and filtering which one is true or not much more the standard, the neutral manner to consuming the information.
Hmm.
But after changing that the communication channels, information acquired channels from the newspaper or mass media to the very specialized channel, like for example, YouTube. We can selectively consume the information by our preference. Already started to consume some information based on our preference. I called it another small bias. So too much the political stuff or social stuff, ethical stuffs already started to consuming by our own bias. That's why some the smartphone. I believe worrying about the let kids using the smartphone bit earlier. Before that, using the smartphone to the kids, the every kid should prepare their own capabilities to thinking. Likewise, I would like to share some AI to kids. Uh, After finishing they own some basic capabilities. So I would say that at least after elementary school finished, and then even some middle school, I think it's high school schoolers.
High schoolers.
Yeah, that is my
Great
thought.
for our experiment. Mhm.
Nobody knows. There is my opinions.
Mm,
So every kid should have their own capabilities, and independently they should have a skill to evaluating or the thinking, or sometimes there's some logical stops
of course.
without having any biased things.
Yeah,
Otherwise, nobody knows this answer is biased or not, right? There's a very important steps before starting to work with AI. So, we cannot make sure that every AI generated answer is correct or not. Just AI, just namely Copilot, our assistant. Our assistant is just our assistant. Every decision making should be handled by ourselves, by human. Yeah, that's why I mentioned to I don't like to share our AI bit earlier age. Unknown caller.
that's great. Thank you. I would also say about high school ages, that's when it's appropriate to introduce the use of generative AI.
Mhm,
Also, last question.
mhm.
Um, what would you say is the driving force that encourages a wider integration and application of generative AI in a professional setting?
Oh, you little bit serious
Like,
question. May
what
I
is
ask you again?
pushing?
Mhm.
What is pushing people towards including generative AI into their workplace? The driving force that is including AI.
Well, it might be different for each business use case and the industry. For example, Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the major work stream, just the collaborating or communicating or creating some information to be shared across the team members and across the companies and across between the company and customers. There is another one is some development engineering works. So the first one, the Office Copilot,
Yes.
that's one of the big examples. We already started to use some business copilots in the real world. For example, so after finishing our call, the copilot summarizing
Mm-hmm.
that our transcript and
Yes.
give us some to-do items and yeah, every some meeting summarized by the model, the copilot. And then just in case we want to following the another one, the copilot recognized and creating some answers and suggestions. And sometimes we don't necessarily to writing or reviewing our email. Once we add in some draft scaffolded the contents, the copilot is modifying or reviewing and fixing tone and mood just in case the recipient, the customers, or some managers or peers. Yeah, based on this, some conditions. the tone and mood and things and adding those missed informations. Yeah, there is some the normal traditional the workflows with infusing the AI in our the workplace. So the modifying the content for the Word files, Office file, some PowerPoint, Excel sheets, everything can be more productive with leveraging AI. It's very, very productive. Another track in the engineering work. So before I mentioned the GitHub Copilot, there is some very specialized Copilot assistant to engineers. It recognizes some the programming knowledge. Probably you know that the Python very well.
Yeah.
So yeah, like whatever it is the Python or C sharp regarding this language, he recognized some source code. Sometimes it's generating the basic source code to help engineers to more productive, reducing the time. Sometimes it detects any logical errors. It can use the it can support the huge productivities, reducing our efforts during our engineering works. But there is only the case in the Microsoft. But like I mentioned, there's imaginations. So based on the workplace and their use case, I'm pretty sure we should try how much our model can improve their normal process. So there is my some thoughts. In near term time, some AI-based business consulting could be the another interesting the business to consult and process their business, and then which part can be fixed by our AI, and then what kind of AI should be used for optimizing their process. But it's very early stage at this moment, but not much the variable the models and patterns. But that could be the another the interesting business in near term. Talk, yeah, previously, the almost 10 years ago, the one of the biggest enterprises the concern or business was the business optimization, the business consult, and then the finding that some bottlenecks and the optimizing process by some consultants like Accenture or any others business consulting company to analyzing their process and the fix or something. But this trend is going to be moved with AI. That's why I mentioned the which AI or the what kind of AI, the how much AI can improve the process. Yeah, there is another possibilities to buy the different type of industry, manufacturing or some entertaining. Yeah, there is some another my the gut feeling to fixing or the happening the another new business on the another type of business.
That's all really interesting. You're the
Mm.
first adult I've interviewed, and it's already like, oh, a wave of information.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so
I'm
much for
still
this.
learning. I'm still learning. No, nobody knows how much AI can change our work and our life. But I'm pretty sure, obviously, AI is breaking our current behaviors and the cultures and process. That is pretty sure, but very scary. But we should embracing them much more. It's very hard, but like I mentioned, AI is nothing without having the human's interventions. Likewise, we need to carefully controlling the AI. and we need to enjoy. We should enjoy the some new generation of AI. How much we can creating the new values and the new concepts with some transformations. Transformation contains a good meaning and bad meanings. Some people's to some people's it has good meaning, but to other people's it has a bad meanings. There's a transformations. There's a two-page, the front and the back side of coins. Every transformation has the same thing. The industrial revolution, the first the industrial revolutions, the farming to the manufacturing, the second one is machinery as the humans. Likewise, there is another place for revolutionary, but we need to make the smartly recognize, and then we should leverage the new core component to our human mankind. Make sense?
Yes, makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much.
I was, I'm so glad. I'm so honored to being the first employee interviewer to your
I'm
project.
so glad you accepted.
No, absolutely. I have to.
Okay, I'm
You
going
have
to
to
send
tell
him.